And finally, the City of Columbia is set to elect a new mayor in 2022. Here to tell us more about the upcoming election is Leo Quevedo.
So today we're going to talk about the upcoming municipal elections in Colombia, specifically the mayoral election. It's taking place on April 6th, and it's just a few weeks away from Election Day. So let's get into the coverage. So in terms of candidates, we have Barbara Buffalo. She is a former sustainability manager from the City of Columbia. She served in that position from 2010 to 2021. We also have Tanya Heath. She is an adjunct professor at the Missouri School of Journalism and a former president of the American Advertising Federation of Mid-Missouri. Then we have Randy Minshew, who is a local business owner, and he's also been a candidate for Columbia City Council for the 6th Ward in 2015 and 2021. Then we have Maria Oropayo, who is the chair of the Finance Advisory and Audit Committee. She served in that role since 2016. And lastly, David Simon, who is a member of the Columbia Public Schools Board of Education. He served in that role since 2020. He's also a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. Now let's talk about the forum that was held on January 27th. In this forum, we really got to see what the issues of the campaign are going to be. We have issues of garbage collection. Candidates are discussing whether or not to get rid of the 2-bag limit for trash, and also proposing things such as introducing roll carts and even buying a leaf crunching machine for the city. We also have issues of housing, affordability. People are talking about a shortage in housing, and also discussions about the urban sprawl taking place in Columbia. Also, crime and safety is another big issue. If you've been keeping up with the news locally, there have been a number of shootings that have taken place downtown. So candidates are also discussing implementing cameras and extra lighting in the downtown area. And some candidates even discussed knowing people who have lost loved ones to gun violence. So Barbara Buffalo in this forum, she discussed her solution for housing in the City of Columbia. She said that we should have more mixed-use density and more multifamily housing units. In addition, she discussed having greater transportation to the Columbia Regional Airport. She specifically mentioned extra bus services and even mentioned light rail as an idea. She also said more street lights and coordination with local businesses would be a good solution for the problem of crime in the downtown area. Tanya Heath, she proposed the City of Columbia buying a leaf crunching machine to alleviate some of the need to bag trash. She also suggested the idea of having special bags for holidays and birthdays so that residents can take out more trash than they usually would be allowed to take out. She also said that she was in favor of establishing an area for housing insecure people in the City of Columbia to alleviate the problem of homelessness, and also stated that having nonprofit organizations improve the quality of older housing units would help revitalize the housing market in Columbia. And as for the downtown safety issue, she was in favor of having an ad campaign to promote safety when going out in Columbia. And then Randy Minshew, he proposed having any 30-gallon bag be eligible for trash collection, and he also criticized the idea that some other candidates were floating during that forum of limiting the urban sprawl. He suggested having increasing cameras in downtown Columbia parking garages as a solution to the problem of downtown safety. And he also suggested that more police officers should be on the force. Maria Oropayo also said that she wanted to establish an oversight committee for waste and roll carts. She wanted to change city ordinances to create a more quote-unquote equal playing field for developers. And she was also notably not convinced that there was a safety problem in downtown. David Simon, he wanted to also introduce the use of roll carts for trash collection. And in the discussion for safety downtown, he noted that the issue of safety goes beyond downtown. He was also in favor, like Randy Minshew, of having more police officers on the force, though he stated in the forum that he believed it would be hard to convince the public for such a proposal. He also wants to address racial disparities in policing, and also made an interesting note about anti-crime measures. He said that they should focus on the root causes of criminality in the city, mainly bringing up poverty as an example of one of those causes. Now we're going to talk about the finances in this race. So at the moment, Barbara Buffalo is leading in the financial returns. Just recently, the Missouri Ethics Commission published their Q4 report for 2021, showing Barbara Buffalo having raised over $18,000. The candidate who raised the second most amount of money was Randy Minshew at about $12,500. And trailing at the very end, Maria Oropayo at just $1,500. Tanya Heath did not report any contributions because she did not raise at least $500 during this period. In the number of individual donations, Barbara Buffalo also leading in that category. In fact, she is the only candidate to surpass over 100 individual donations so far in this race. Randy Minshew last in number of individual donations, and second, David Simon at 37. Now let's talk about the endorsements. First of all, we have Barbara Buffalo. She's won the endorsement of 3 local politicians, mainly Monica Naylor. She was the former director of multicultural education for Columbia Public Schools. Peter Stiepelman, the former superintendent of Columbia Public Schools, served in that position from 2014 to 2021, and Vicki Wilson, who was a former Democratic member of the House of Representatives from 1997 to 2005. We also have 2 endorsements for David Simon, mainly Marvin Moon McCray. He was notably the first black police captain of the Columbia Police Department, and also Chris Horn, his brother and a member of the Columbia Public Schools Board of Education since 2020. And finally, we have Randy Minshew, who was recently endorsed by Columbia Professional Firefighters Local 1055, which is the local chapter of the International Association of Firefighters, which is a union in Columbia, which represents over 90% of Columbia's firefighters. Notable about this endorsement is Brian Treese was endorsed by the local chapter in 2016 when he first ran for mayor. And finally, let's just summarize this race so far. From all the data that I've seen, especially the financial reports, I'm going to go ahead and say that Barbara Buffalo is in the lead for this election. She's raised the most money. She has the most individual donations. She's so far won the most individual endorsements. So we'll obviously keep an eye out on that race, but at the moment I think the race is in favor of Barbara Buffalo. And some important dates to keep in mind. Election Day is April 5th. Your deadline to register to vote is going to be March 9th, and you can apply for an absentee ballot until March 23rd. And for more information on how to vote here in Columbia, you can visit showmeboone.com/clerk.